This is the Georgia Farm Monitor. Since 1966, your source for state and national agribusiness news, and features for farmers and consumers about Georgia's #1 industry, agriculture. The Georgia Farm Monitor is produced by the state's largest general farm organization, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now, here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
Hello and welcome to the show. Don't adjust those TV sets. As you can see, Kenny and Ray are both out this week. I'm Damon Jones, and as always, we've got a packed show for you. Straight ahead, some important information you need to know if you plan to take on feral hog population without the help of a professional. Also, this month's Meals from the Field, Ray and Marcia with a different way to prepare an old country favorite, cornbread salad. And then later we celebrate 100 years of farm credit and see how they made the dreams of this well-known Georgia farm family come to fruition. All this and more straight ahead on the Georgia Farm Monitor. Every year, the American Farm Bureau Federation sponsors the Rural Entrepreneurship Challenge. The contest is the first national business competition focused exclusively on rural startups working on food and agriculture businesses. The entrants pitch innovative business ideas to a team of judges with expertise in business development and agribusiness. These contestants compete for $145,000 of startup funds. As the national judges are spending the next few weeks reviewing the thousands of 2017 applicants, we got a chance to visit what's one of 9 Georgia entries from Jasper County.
Harrison Family Farm takes old recipes and makes them new again. A lot of the things we make were products that were made out of necessity on the farm, just like our ancestors did. So chow chow, pear relish, all the things that would come in season and you canned them so you could eat them year round.
Roger and his 83-year young grandmother Liz are the masterminds behind these small batch products. Liz told us what started as a passion for sampling family recipes has become something much more.
We was made to go to the field to chop cotton, pick cotton, and especially in the summertime, there was 6 of us children. We had to get up early and go to the garden and the fields and gather all the veggies for Mama. And then we all sat outside and shell peas or whatever needed to be done, tomatoes, peaches, or whatever, and then we canned them or froze them, but basically canned, you know, and there was nothing Mama didn't can. We made everything, all kinds of pickles, jellies, soups, you name it, we had to do it. So
I sort of grew up around it. It's always been something that we had in the family. I found a recipe for a vinaigrette that I'd never tasted. I went to a restaurant and I loved the vinaigrette, but they didn't produce it for sale. So I worked for a year to find the base recipe because I wanted to remake it into Georgia products. So I took it and tweaked it and started making Georgia products. We grow blueberries here, so we have a blueberry vinaigrette. We have a Georgia peach, a Vidalia onion, and then we have 3 more, Meyer lemon, sun-dried tomato, and strawberry, Plant City strawberry.
Roger handles a lot of the process of distribution and credits his marketing and organizational skills to time spent involved with Georgia 4-H, plus resources provided by the University of Georgia.
I'm still very involved with Georgia 4-H, and so it was easy to call somebody in food science and say, hey, I'm doing something I've never done before. I was in communications and leadership and citizenship in 4-H. I never did food products. So I went to lunch over in Griffin with some of the folks from food science and just got a crash course. It was early on when we were just developing recipes and found that they're a tremendous resource. I always knew they were there, but just never had the opportunity or the reason to use them. And they really helped guide me on how to start the food business. And you know, they're there for everybody. It's pretty I've always liked Extension, but I love them even more now. So
the Harrisons have reached out to Janet Etheridge. She's Director of Operations at Shared Kitchens in Decatur. She helps to get their products ready to market.
What we do is we provide the commercial space for food entrepreneurs to produce their own food products, or we also offer the co-packing service, which we will make your food products for you. Legal to sell, you can take it to market, and be the next millionaire.
As far as the Rural Challenge through AFBF goes, judges will announce 6 semifinalists from all entries and the top 4 teams. Those 4 teams will compete in a live event in January at the annual American Farm Bureau National Convention to be held in Phoenix.
Oh, I can see him selling out to some big company and becoming a millionaire, and we'll live on a yacht.
Last year, feral swine caused more than $80 million in damage to Georgia farmlands and more than $1.5 billion nationwide. That's why controlling their population is so important to government agencies like the USDA. With this being a common scene around Georgia farmlands, USDA has begun placing a major emphasis on feral hog control. That's why specialists like Matt Undovchik are spread throughout the state to help farmers and landowners with the problem. And his main piece of advice?
It's important to keep in mind, if you are going to incorporate a trapping system or technique, you cannot have a shooting and trapping techniques coincide or work together. It just is not going to work. So if you commit yourself to trapping, you've got to go with trapping.
Trapping is by far the most common method used for major problems, as it allows for the capture of a number of hogs at one time. However, there are a few tips you should go by to select the right trap.
By going with a larger trap, you can get more pigs in there. A larger gate, it allows them it takes away some of that apprehension a pig may have to enter in there. They're cautious. They're very, very intelligent critters. They've probably seen a trap. They've been harassed. They've been hunted. So large corral-style trap, avoid the 90-degree angles. That's where pigs will mount up on top of one another, and one's going to win the pig lottery and get out.
Last year, Georgia received $300,000 in federal funds to develop better hog control programs, and part of that goes towards research, which is now working on the use of sodium nitrite, a compound used to preserve meats, to help manage the population.
It reduces the red blood cells' ability to transfer oxygen to the tissues throughout the body. Humans and other mammals have an enzyme that counteracts the effects of sodium nitrite. So while it doesn't affect you or I, because of the way a pig's metabolism works, it does affect them.
While this wouldn't be a silver bullet, it would be another tool that can be used to solve the problem. While it has shown promise in trials, there are still a number of questions that need to be answered.
We are still several years out. We are in the research and development phase of this, if you will. We've gotten to the point where we've got the lab trials have been very, very favorable. We've submitted a package to the EPA for registration of the product. That's a several-year process, and we still have to do a lot of trials before both the EPA and USDA is happy with the final product.
And if landowners want to be happy, it's important they deal with feral hog problems early and make sure the job isn't just half done.
If you want to get serious about reducing damage, you've got to get serious about reducing the population. If you want to get serious about reducing the population, trapping is by far the most effective control technique. It's great if you know you have 10 pigs, it's great if you catch 8, but it's important. I always tell people, it doesn't matter how many you catch, it's how many you leave behind.
So with their expertise and technology, USDA Wildlife Services should be the first people you call if you notice a problem on your land.
We absolutely be more than happy to provide assistance to any landowner, land manager, farmer, anybody that is having concerns. Again, we'd be more than happy to conduct a site visit, give recommendations, provide that technical assistance, or if it gets to that point, we're more than happy to provide them with assistance to control and do operational control on their property.
Reporting from Athens, I'm Damon Jones for the Georgia Farm Monitor.
All right, when we come back, we're in the kitchen with Ray and Marcia, who's going to show us a unique spin to an old country favorite, cornbread salad. Stay tuned.
My name is Mike Mills. I'm the Southeast Territory Manager for Rinke Manufacturing, and my responsibility is to work with the dealers in the Southeast United States, help them to find their opportunities, manage their business, and grow the Rinke brand and market penetration in this part of the country. We're looking at the latest technology and helping the dealers to be the experts so that when they're with their customers and the growers in the area, they can be providing timely and accurate information about the technology that's available on the farm. So I'm bringing to them the information that we're developing so that they can have that to give their growers, help all of our customers be more productive. It is amazing to see what's happened just in the last decade, where we've gone from manual switches and push buttons to touchscreen computerized control panels, GPS guidance on components, as well as remote control and remote monitoring operations. We can now monitor temperature, soil moisture, leaf wetness, humidity, report that directly to the grower on any one of a number of mobile devices, and then allow that grower to make real-time changes to their irrigation scheduling and operation without ever having to come out to the field. And that has just been a tremendous boost for the efficacy of the farmer, the yield boost, as well as the being a better steward of the water and the natural resources. I love what I do. You know what, I get to be out here, I get to work with the growers in the field, I get to be a part of the operation that provides the food and fiber that sustains us as a society. It gives me a warm feeling about contributing more to our economy, to our society, and you know, being able to see those building blocks and participate in the process that sustains us.
Well, we have officially hit the midway point of summer 2016 here in Georgia, and by now you're probably saying to yourself, you know, I am really starting to run out of recipes. Well, one person who never runs out of recipes, our very own Marcia Crowley. She joins us now, so good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ray.
And as always, folks, welcome back to another edition of Meals from the Field. Marcia, no, she is one who never runs out of recipes. We actually talk off camera. We call each other, you know, on occasion, and I tell her, Marcia, I came up with a great recipe. I can't remember what it was, but here, try these ingredients. Isn't that the truth?
That's the truth. Try this. Oh, I can't remember what I did.
But this month, we're doing summer vegetables.
Summer vegetables.
And I'm looking at this stuff. Oh, my gosh. It just looks unbelievable. So tell me what we got.
The first thing is a cornbread salad, which is kind of different. It's been around for a while, but kind of different. So you take a 9.5 ounce box of cornbread mix, make it according to package directions, and then you cube it. Cube the cornbread, and you're going to put half of that. All right, I always ding the bowl. You're going to make 2 layers out of all of this stuff. So you're going to put half of the cornbread in the bottom of a clear bowl.
Try not to crush the cornbread.
I know, try not to crush the cornbread, but that's not happening. All right, then you're going to layer half of, this is 3 cups of tomatoes, half of those. And tomatoes are really good this time of the year, you know. Of course, they're good all year round pretty much, but if you have a garden, this is the time to use your tomatoes. Then the part that you went nuts on,
bacon.
A pound of bacon cooked. That was a pound. I don't know that it is
Can I
now.
just eat the whole bowl of bacon?
Bowl.
Just pour it in there?
Let's do half of it.
Okay, half, and I get the other half?
And you get the other half,
Nice.
yeah. All right. Then we're going to put, I think that's probably good for now.
Right.
Okay, then 1 bell pepper chopped. We're going to layer half of that in here. Like I said, bell peppers are in now. Half of this is a red onion, but you could use Vidalia or whatever you like.
Okay.
Or no onion if you don't like onion. All right, and then 2 yellow squash, which should be in season now if you have a garden or not. And you cut these in rings, and then you quarter each individual round so it's easier to eat. Okay. Then we're going to repeat those layers.
Repeat.
Let's repeat. Let's do that real quick. More rest of the cornbread. Here, Ray, you're falling down on the job.
Oh, sorry.
Rest of the
Here
tomato.
we go. I got some tomatoes.
Spread that around. The bell pepper.
The pepper. The onions. And we're not going to put bacon in that because we're going to give it
you want to
me.
just eat
Yes,
this?
I'm just going to, like I said, you can't go wrong with bacon.
You can't go wrong. I mean, what's not to like? And the rest of the squash. And then the dressing is a half a...
I have a straggler.
Uh-oh. I hate when that happens. It's a half a cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of olive oil, the juice of a lemon, salt and pepper, and you just spread that over the top. Don't toss it, don't stir it. You're going to refrigerate this until you're ready to eat it, about 2 hours. Then you take it out, and that's when you toss it.
Okay.
And I will tell you, this is excellent if you eat it right away. It's not that great the next day because the cornbread gets soggy,
so
obviously.
Eat right away.
Yeah.
And then we got some green beans over here.
This is the marinated green beans that you serve cold, which is really good this time of the year. It's got a cup of chopped Georgia pecans in it, a half a cup of feta cheese, which you could substitute cheddar, you know, if you're not a feta fan. That's hard to say.
Absolutely.
That's real hard
why
to
I'm
say.
letting you say it.
A little jar of diced pimento. You could use red bell pepper, and then the dressing is simply Italian dressing that you pour over the top. And you marinate this and serve it cold. And I'm telling you, it's really good and refreshing in the summer. And then I would serve this with a basic oven-baked chicken, oven-fried chicken, which we have down there too, and you can get that.
Here, this is your. We'll show that first. There's your
oven-fried
basic
chicken.
Oven-fried chicken.
Since Ray couldn't remember the chicken recipe he told me about, I had to come up with something else.
Look, you know, it was the years of football and high school and college and getting dinged in the head, so there's some things I remember.
Yeah, some things you don't. That's
At
all
least
right.
that's the excuse I'm using. And then here is the salad. Gosh, that looks
It is
good.
that is so good. It's really good.
Good that day, not the next day.
Yeah, I would. If you're going to a family reunion or a church function, you're not going to have any left anyway. But
And then there are. Look at that.
they're so good. You can use fresh green beans or whole frozen green beans.
And good for a summer picnic too.
Oh, exactly. Very good.
Good stuff. Well, Marcia, as always, we cannot thank you enough. And folks, just a reminder, you can find all these recipes by logging on to gfb.org/recipes. Everything is there for you, spelled out in detail. So again, if your summer is winding down and you're running out of ideas, just log on to that website.
right.
Everything is there for you. We've been doing this almost 3 years.
Almost 3
So
years.
there's a lot of recipes there.
There's a lot of
if you need them.
recipes
So,
there.
Marcia, so good to see
Thank
you
you,
again.
Ray.
Thank you so much. And folks, we shall see you next month.
Ray and Marcia, thank you so much. When we come back, farm credit and the amazing lengths it goes to serve American farmers as told by Georgia's very own Cooley Farms. Stay tuned.
I'm Brenda Cooley.
I'm Leighton Cooley. We raise chickens, cattle, and hay in Roberta, Georgia. I grew up on a farm. I actually grew up on the farm here where my mom and dad still live. My dad and I work together all day, every day, and that's one of the greatest blessings that a father-son could have.
I'm Larry Cooley. I'm a poultry, hay, and cattle grower here in Crawford County, Georgia.
I'm Terry Cooley, Larry's wife. We grow chickens here in Roberta.
To us, there's no better occupation that you could have than to be called an American farmer. It's a way of life that we love.
One thing too we really like about farming is the way that it's always been able to be a part of our faith.
We truly believe that the Lord has blessed us with everything that we have. I think to be a farmer, to be a successful farmer, I think you have to believe that way.
We chose, I guess, a farming lifestyle with our sons in mind. It's just a lifestyle that we want for our kids and generations to come.
We really are farming for the future, and we really are investing in the future. Larry and I talk a lot about now what we want to leave for our grandchildren, and it's so much more than just land. It's the opportunity for them, if that's what they wanted to do, that the opportunity would be there for each of them to do that if they chose.
Every member of our family literally loves the farm. Each one of us grew up working on this farm. We each had our different roles, and there were times that we all had to jump in, all five of us, and just take care, just get things done sometimes. But we grew up appreciating the way the farm provided for us. I'm actually a fourth generation poultry farmer. My mom's grandfather was actually a chicken farmer in North Carolina back in the mid-50s, I believe. He started operation.
My grandparents in North Carolina were poultry producers originally, and my daddy grew up doing that as well. And so then we got into business, and now Leighton is. So that's 4 generations of chicken farmers.
At 21 years old, wanted to build chicken houses. Ag Georgia said, I know you want to borrow a bunch of money and start farming. We believe in you. You know, we believe in agriculture. We believe in the future of agriculture in the next generation. And they believed in a young person, in a 21-year-old that was wanting to go back and join the family farm. They believed and helped made it possible.
There's 2 things since we've been in the chicken business that's made what we do to the point that we love it the way we do. One is Ag Georgia, and the other is Purdue. We grow for the best integrator in the business, and I truly believe that. When I first got with Ag Georgia, we had 8 chicken houses and 260 acres of land. Ag Georgia's made it possible for us to own 18 chicken houses and 1,050 acres of land. We could have never grown through a local bank the way we have with Ag Georgia.
They understand agriculture. Ag Georgia has played a great role in our operation, basically being where it is now. Or it helped me and Brenda get started. We came back to that family farm to expand, and Ag Georgia believed in a young person and helped get us started. But then along the way, we've expanded and we've increased. And so they've seen, one, to help things get started, and then two, to help things expand, to keep them sustainable, and that whole mindset, that thought of the next generation. If there's opportunity for kids to come back to a farm's got to keep moving. It has to keep moving forward and keep growing and expanding to feed more families.
Great testimonial right there. And while we're on the subject, happy birthday to Farm Credit as they celebrate 100 years of serving America's farmers. As Mark Wildman reports, Georgia has not one but 3 farm credit organizations that continue to help farmers and communities grow.
When you drive by a farm and see large equipment working in the fields, you are probably seeing a family farm that is not only working to help feed and clothe America, but a business that supports the local economy. And to keep that business running, it needs access to a large amount of funding. For the past 100 years, the Farm Credit System has been helping farmers and others in rural America get that funding.
The Farm Credit System was created in 1917. President Woodrow Wilson signed into law the Federal Farm Loan Act, and it was in a time in our nation where agriculture needed capital to continue and to moving away from feeding animals to feeding the world. So the Farm Credit System was developed to provide related services, financial tools, lending opportunities for farmers to invest in agriculture.
Georgia has 3 farm credit organizations: Ag Georgia, Ag South, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. They have different territories so they don't compete. And besides providing financial services, they also hold classes to encourage and educate potential and new farmers.
I'm convinced today there's nothing as great as our military system in the United States to protect us, but second to our military, I really believe that our agricultural system and our ability to feed our nation is our second line of defense. And that's what we're all about in the Farm Credit System, to assure capital to continue to feed this nation. And this is one of the ways that we've continued that mission with the 3 farm credits in Georgia is through the AgAware program to invest in the financial management training for young, beginning and small farmers.
Farm Credit may be nationwide, but each organization is a local cooperative that is owned by its customers and has a mission to help local agriculture.
What I would want everyone to know about Farm Credit is that we have been there for the long haul. We've been there for 100 years supporting agriculture, and we won't jump in and out. This is our bread and butter. This is what we do. So while other people may jump in and out based off high commodity prices in cotton and peanuts or in the cattle markets, we're there for the long haul when times are good and bad.
So as Farm Credit celebrates 100 years, it looks forward to the future, helping longtime farmers and brand new farmers as well.
In our nation, 1.8% of our citizens are production farmers. 98% of those are family farmers. They produce 85% of the agricultural output in this nation. And the scary thing is that the average age is approaching 60, and we have only about 6% beginning farmers. We're investing into agriculture to assure that we have a continual influx of people into agriculture, and not only people coming in, that they know how to manage their businesses.
Reporting from Peach County, I'm Mark Wildman for the Georgia Farm Monitor.
Mark, thank you so much. And unfortunately, we are now out of time. Just a reminder, for all the latest ag information regarding food, great recipes, and what's happening down on the farm, be sure to check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest pages. You'll stay informed and see what's up in the world of farming and the Farm Monitor Show. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week right here on the Georgia Farm Monitor. Have a great week.